You know, I was ready to go for Team Liquid until the Sven pick. I'm not convinced by that. I feel like coming from EU, kind of gonna give them the benefit of the doubt for the first game. They get one chance. I mean, that's it. One chance they get from me.
m'iCKe on the Sven against what overall looks like just a really solid draft from Quincy Crew.
Yeah, it looks really good. They needed a carry that can jump away, that can be elusive, not care too much about Grazer's static link.
Very cool of you.
So yeah, PA, and they also needed someone that can build Abyssal Blade eventually, because they don't have any abilities that go through eventually Magic Community. Coming out from BKB Enigma, that's always a threat in the late game. So yeah, I love the PA pick. I think it's going to be very chaotic for Team Liquid to take this fight. So many stuff to focus on, like Void Spirit's also very elusive, cutting into backlines. Taking out the supports first. You have like Magnetize going in, Dead Prophet ulti, which you can't really focus. Then you have this Phantom Assassin that you also need to worry about. So like Phantom Assassin should not be really touched in the team fights. She has a pretty good front line in front, you know, just taking the damage, soaking up all the damage, and then she can come in and clean up.
Let's see. I mean, what do you think Liquid's strengths are going to be? Like, what will the plan be with this Sven?
Stacking.
Just, yeah, I guess that's true. That is true.
They're the best team.
They love the stacks.
They love to stack, and Sven is probably the best hero in the game to clear the stacks, one of the fastest ones. Also, today is a very special day, isn't it, Owen?
It is. We're getting to see CC and CNC.
This will only hurt
No, I meant
forever.
you have a birthday. So chat, please make some wishes. I want to see some unique messages.
No, please stick with the copy pastas, chat. Don't try and use too many brain cells.
Production was trying to figure out, you know, how to make this day even special for you, and they're like, yeah, we'll pair you up with Lacoste, so you know, you can just enjoy the rest of your day. I'm here for you, buddy.
And I think Liquid was like, we'll give him a Sven to cast, you know, there we go. Something a little different, and I'll be surprised if we see it again. I know it's early days, and as I say, I'm excited to see what the potential is going to be of this hero, but it's going to be tough. Look at some of these lane matchups. I mean, who's going to have a rough time in this laning stage?
It should be very easy for m'iCKe in this lane. Like, he should not struggle. One of the reasons why they picked him. He also will have eventually mana sustain coming up from the Crystal Maiden. So should be okay-ish top. Looking at the bottom lane, like Yavar will get the farm. It's Enigma. Yeah, so right now they're just running up a tri-lane while Taiga is getting some solo XP on the bottom, even though Taiga is that position 4 usually. They love to swap things around, but Taiga is the Enigma player, so we'll get the farm priority here.
Do you sort of see this as a good game for the Enigma? Like, be good opportunities for the Black Holes to come out?
Yeah, they have also good front line. You have like Sven going in, creating a lot of chaos, and goes for Razor, so should be fine. And once again, they have no like real stuns. Nate's Prophet doesn't provide anything. There's always AoE silence coming out from the DP, coming out from the Earth Spirit, but yeah, doesn't seem like a bad of an Enigma game.
Really keeping the pressure on this top lane very early. 2 minutes in, Liquid starting to tide on the tower, getting aggressive in onto Leslau. And they'll be able to take this. Fire isn't going to save him. Liquid's aggression gets them with the first blood here with this trident.
Yeah, this reminds me of Dota back in like 2011, 2012. Like, to be aggressive. Not aggressive, this is more like safe lane, tri-lanes. You push out the lane, dive between tier 1 and tier 2 tower, get a kill, but they need to pull the lane back. Problem is, the camp is blocked. Insania will take care of that, has 1 sentry ward, so we'll be able to pull the next wave.
Of course, we'll see in the mid lane, Quake off to a good start. As the Razor against a melee hero, he has been able to have this edge against Quinn so far in the laning stage. Of course, for Quinn, as long as he can stay safe, hit that 6 at good timing, and he's going to have the potential to start to some action with the rotation. Top lane, Leslau, they're getting gone on here by the two of them. As soon as he's back to lane,
not going to be set Leslau. Definitely not this game. 0-2 already. Oh, SMG, he's dead probably. One more tick. Oh, uses the healing salve even. Oh, that's quite costly. So Taiga gets a solo kill as Enigma,
yeah, I mean,
which
the
is pretty
certainly
big.
deserved for that one.
I don't know if you caught that on camera, but Hellbear Smasher helped, you know. He came in, clapped SVG. Some extra damage, extra slow. Boxy, nice block with the shards. Gets out of the trouble.
Mid lane. SVG coming in with the rotation. Quakefer, but
well, Static Link against Spirit Siphon. Two abilities that they're linked on multiple levels.
just don't cross the streams. Mid lane. Really too much more SVG can do here. And he's going to have to head back bottom. Quakefer, not an easy hero to dive upon mid. Especially at this stage of the game before Quinn hits the 6.
Yeah, they're definitely not playing aggressive on Razor because he has level advantage. Quinn is still not level 6 as you mentioned, so they definitely need that extra damage, extra burst coming out from the Astral Step.
How would you imagine from Yuwa this game, you go for the Battle Fury every time on the PA to play the farm game, or is there a chance that we see something like a Deso Rush? We did get some of the times in some of the EU games.
This'll come in handy.
I didn't see too much of a PA across other regions, but you know, Battle Fury just still feels like the best item for the Phantom Assassin.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Seen a bit of a different build, to be honest. Like I remember seeing Orb of Corrosion, you know, that, and then like get a bit of a damage, maybe like even Deso paired up because it stacks. But Battle Fury just seems like a natural choice.
Yeah, this
Dire's doing that glowy thing. Nothing doing to that.
Trying to go onto Quinn. Quakefer. He's actually able to get
What was that range?
I was going to say the range of that last instance of damage. I was surprised that hit him, but it did. I mean, sure he goes down, but he got himself that solo kill. We'll see the dive in. The Remnant actually catching back Boxy. Boxy will still get the kill, but he's taking tower hits. SVG should be able to find him in return, and he does. So 2 for 2 in the mid.
Some good XP for Dead Prophet, getting the solo XP for the Tusk kill. It's a position 5 Dead Prophet, so you want to get as soon as possible to level 6. Well, don't you always, but as a position 5, like it's sometimes hard to get the levels, especially your safe lane is not leaving the lane, not going to the jungle, so you kind of struggle of getting levels.
Now he's got the 6 Quins. Not going to be in any sort of difficulties. Bottom lane, big moves to be made there by SVG. You know, there's just DP just coming from mid to bottom. An extra bit of punch, extra bit of damage they need to get the kills done. Yuwa's always going to be very happy when the action happens around him. Foxy's coming and gets a good deep ward down on the lane. He's able to set anything up when Tiger's back in action, as Tiger, of course, does have the black hole.
They have enough damage. Killed the Phantom Assassin, but Boxy got scouted. Planting that ward to see any kind of rotation coming up from the tower. That should get dewarded.
See Boxy. Really a chance to initiate on Yuwa whilst SVG's around. Does mean that SVG sort of his positioning is giving Yuwa a lot of space down. Good job of making sure that Liquid don't have the opportunity to punish the PA whilst they have this black hole ready to go from Tiger.
Quinn wants to play a bit more aggressive, has Arcane Rune, there's also Pulson with the Earth Spirit lurking around the mid lane, has 2 charges on the Urn Shadow, so some extra damage, extra kill potential. Insania just doing what he does best, stacking both of these camps when they're playing Dire. One unfortunately does not get stacked, but
Dire's top tower is under
like look at the way they prepare. Like he places down a sentry ward just in case there is any kind of vision. Now Mika joins in. Insania will be
Dire's top tower is
there
under
to
attack.
soak up the experience.
He doesn't get the jump straight in onto MiCKe. MiCKe trying to run, but they'll take him down and quickly move over to Insania. They get the 2 of them.
Nice read. Like usually when Team Liquid tries to kill the stacks is between 7 and 8 minute mark. They had a lane.
I mean, Boxy's trying to come across to stop them from taking the stacks. Tiger is heading over. Boxy, the low Tiger not quite able to close the gap and get him for black hole potential. As Yuwa attacks with a quick dagger, takes out Boxy. Liquid do continue to push them away. Lower will fall.
Radiant's bottom tower's still there. But not for
Okay.
long.
Make the move onto Quinn with a step still at the ready. Who can jump away. Don't lose anything more than just the support DP. So, trying to dive in. It's a tricky catch.
Earth Spirit on the
Radiant's
bottom,
middle
trying
tower is
to
not
get some
feeling the
XP. Will be level 5. Like if he decides to buy the Tome, that Prophet's pretty high level, considering she's like 5. Will get level 6 after this creep wave on a mid lane. If no one comes to steal the XP, you are just being in the jungle right now. Phase boost, Perseverance going into that battle period that we talked about.
Now on track to get a good time as well. Keeping level with m'iCKe's farm. m'iCKe, a hero that already has the cleave online.
The dusk is always
Top lane
ready
Quinn.
for a
He's
fight.
ready to dive in. Foxy trying to pick up some levels and farm up on the top lane.
Dire's top tower
He's not going to
might
receive
be
any sort of
going
help
down.
here. As Quinn, another jump forward. Foxy tries to play his way out of here with the shards. It's not going to work though. Does his best with a bit of a juke. Tree and Sound, but no trouble hunting him
Dire's
down.
top tower's under attack.
So this should be the top tower. Less Loud is level 6, so they also have a global presence coming up from the Wrath of Nature.
Dire's top tower's about to be
A
raided.
bit
It's top
under-leveled,
rubble.
under-farm, but he was playing into tri-lane, into Sven, so
Dire's
I can
top
understand
tower
why.
ain't
They
a
still
tower no
can
more.
possibly defend the bottom tower. Polison, level 5 only, but if they rotate 2 extra heroes, they could potentially defend it. He is pinging it out. I think there's also Tome coming out on the courier. Yes, there is, so will be level 6.
The
So what do you wanna
seeds
do
of
about
force.
this?
Radiant called in the fortification.
No TP's coming in yet. Focus, actually having both Quinn and Yawar stationed on this top lane. Keeping
Radiant's
these
bottom
wards up,
tower
keeping
must
the
have been
jungle of
dizzy.
Liquid, making sure that they can do their best to shut down the amount of space that m'iCKe has to farm him. Then Polison, the poke to force some reactions. And it sounds worse. Quinn's actually ready to go and aggressive. He has used both of his steps and the dissimilate. Has the Trevor to at least hold Polson away from him for now. The ghosts are out by lower. Polison rolling in, forcing back Liquid. Daggers out. Kawhi's ready to jump straight over towards Boxy. The McIntyre is being kept going
Dire's
perfectly
middle
by
tower is
Polison.
under
Huge
attack.
amounts of damage being spread between the
Dire's
teams.
stretching the
If they
forward.
finish off Boxy, pushing back Liquid like that, they can even get some good damage down onto the tower
Dire's middle
with the
tower
remainder of
needs
this
to be
exorcism.
disintegrated.
Now let's see if they can defend it. Enigma getting very close to his Blink Dagger. Polison doing a very good job, involved in setup, 7 out of 8 kills, has that Urn Charge online, keeps using it aggressively for some extra damage. Quinn is playing super aggressive. Like you said, he goes in, uses both Astral Step charges and the Dissimilate, but
they're
manages to get out.
back. Good for you. Radiant are scared of
Okay. Get a bit of space here to safely clean up the stats. Couple here between the large camp and the Ancients. Triple on the Ancients. See the build up. Nothing too surprising. The Echo, it's the S and Y, making sure that he's fight ready as soon as possible. Wait back. He's down to it. Thank you, Polison. Just didn't want to grab that there yet. Just trying to hold on for it for Quinn to get the bottle refill. Invis not quite for obviously catching him by surprise.
Blink Dagger is ready on Enigma with the Black Hole, so I expect them to try to do something on a mid lane. Tower is half HP. They know Exorcism is down, so it's a position 5 Dead Prophet. He still deals a ton of damage with it.
And the stacks going here in Sonia. Quinn and Polison on their way over to punish m'iCKe. With the damage, Polison with the lead in. Quinn follows up into the pull of the remnant. He's gone. Just like that.
Dire's middle
Quick
tower's
moves
in
every
trouble.
single time.
one
Quincy
died?
Crew just really sending over the message to Liquid that their jungle is not a safe place for m'iCKe to
back
be.
to the war.
This
Is it
should give them
everything
the
you
free
read? Dire's middle
tower on
tower
the mid
needs to be
lane. Good
disintegrated.
rotation from the Quincy Crew, finding the Sven once again. This is his second death, which is slowing him down while they're taking the pressure
Dire's
from
middle
Phantom
tower is
Assassin,
under attack.
free farming in the jungle. Even though, you know, Sven has built the team, so will have a bit more farm than Phantom Assassin anyway. But once Phantom Assassin finishes her Battle Fury, then that's going to be a different story. 13-minute Battle Fury, not too bad.
Not too bad at all, no. This is definitely scaling up to be a game where Yawar is far. As it's going to hit some impressive timings. And already in a matchup where questions can be asked about how good is the Sven going to fare down the line against the PA. It's not going to be easy for m'iCKe.
No, it just keeps getting worse for him. He needs to be the one who stays ahead. m'iCKe pops the ulti once again in the jungle. A lot of the stacks being made by Team Liquid. Constant stacking, both sides of the map. We didn't talk about his item build, pretty standard stuff. You know, even though we sometimes see like a Falcon Blade when he's played at the safe lane into Yule Scepter, which I personally think it's a bit of an overkill. You know, you just have too much mana, especially when you have Crystal Maiden in your team as well. Going into BKB, kind of a standard stuff. Oh, let's wow.
Maybe something they can catch. Quite fair here, Paulson and lower. On the hunt, Paulson is going to head in. Quite will be able to turn. Okay, heading over, Paulson's going to pay for this one. Pokes his head in to see what's going on. Liquid, they have the 4 of them ready.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Serves you right.
Charging up to the high ground, he can get some more here. He's able to take out Quinn's
That's pretty big, because Quinn would have Yule Scepter, could dodge a lot of the spells, like Snowball, remove the Bite, remove the Malefice, potentially stop a Black Hole with it, so he's not going to have a courier for another 2 minutes.
Down bottom. Quite trying to get aggressive onto Lesnau. Lesnau gets the ult. Paulson's just in time with the roll to stop Lesnau from going down, and they're going to be able to turn and take out Quoifer. At the same time, Lola finishes off Tiger. Quoifer with a very aggressive move there, being pretty much completely on his own down there on Quincy Crew's half of the map. Unprepared for those TP reactions to come into the outpost, and he loses his life.
When you're getting kills on multiple sides of the map, you know you're playing really well. And we can see that. 3k gold lead for Quincy Crew at the moment.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See them go on to lower. And then with a freezing field out, should they have enough damage? No, they don't. The silence is there. Lower's able to put a stop to it. So not only sort of taking some of the ancients from underneath their noses, he'll take the life of Insania as well. 4k lead now for Quincy Crew. I mean, it looks pretty scary for Liquid. You're down 4k, and you're relying on the carry Sven against a PA that
like
is just
one of the best late game carriers. You also have a Razor, which is considered anti-carry hero, but not as much against Phantom Assassin, because she can just jump away whenever she feels like threatened with the static link, so not the greatest matchup.
This will come in handy.
Also, Razor doesn't really scale compared to like some other mid laners, like he hits the critical timing and then you can really feel him falling off. That's gonna be a Desolator done.
This is some very scary timings from Yawa. Bottom, looking for Quinn. Got to simulate in a second. Is he out before the snowball comes in? He is. Quick dodge of the snowball, deeper into the trees. Another step. Have they got anything to find him in? Oh, they do. They get the vision there with the plasma field, and they will manage to get Quinn. Takes a lot.
Space created.
Certainly is.
Not what you usually do with the mid laner, but it took a lot of time as well. They're trying to set up some vision and also be warding.
Paulson should die for this. I was in a little too close for comfort against m'iCKe. Liquid now making some good moves themselves. They're going to take down one, and they do manage to turn it into 2 more kills on both Paulson and Leslau on the top lane.
Couple of costly mistakes from Quincy Crew. The Phantom Assassin has that Desolator, ton of damage. Like once you get to level 15, the Phantom strike cast range, it just becomes ridiculous. You can jump from so far away. And if they take a good fight, they have a lot of minus armor. They also have exorcism, so they could potentially turn fight into Roche, something that you want to have when you're playing like the Phantom Assassin. Kill the first Roche early on, get the build up the advantage, try to choke them out, and probably change the game in the second.
He's going to try and go for low, but Low's going to go Scepter. He's going to be able to keep himself to the high ground. And now the gold strength potentially put to waste as m'iCKe. He's having a run. The exorcism's out. Quincy Crew, they're ready to come charging at Liquid. Quinn, give a boxy remnant, won't grab him. They could pull it out.
Inside of this, it's like They do. Like, they saw the opportunity because they were fighting near the Roche pit, but the Team Liquid will take the fight. Smoke the info with the main dagger and black hole available.
Let's see if they can burn slower. They're on to it, but again, negotiating the Cypher. Throws out to heal himself back up. Quick jumps against the Silence Tigers, looking for an angle to get out. Freezing through, down with Insania.
Big get dropping very low.
See you're on War, Fade Henderson as well to jump in. He's waiting for that black hole, but now punch up and taking him down. Now bring down your War, but both picking it up. And Insania, incredible level, not so much. Point for desperately trying to retreat, but Pollison's chasing in. There'll be a buyback from Insania. Pollison rolls over, M'iCKe able to turn for the stun. Doesn't do anything to bail. Holds now as he tries to slide away with a full start, but they'll get it. Liquid, they'll get the kills and they'll manage to force Quincy Crew back out of the pit.
Yawar needs to be a bit more careful in the fight. Still does not have a BKB. Just throw the daggers, possibly use a blink strike to finish someone off when you feel safe. If you see that you're safe with the vision. Other than that, like, he should not play too aggressive. They have a lot of chaos makers, Dead Prophet, ulti, Earth Spirit rolling in. Aloha is super farmed for a position 5. Like, compared to Crystal Maiden, 2.2k net worth and almost 5,000 on the Dead Prophet. Like, casual cloak, this Ghost Scepter for kiting, then 2 4 staffs in a row coming out from Earth Spirit. Like, 4 staff is such a great item against Sven, against Tusk, against the Razor to break the link. It's just a great pickup.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And of course, back in the day, M'iCKe as a Sven, he would be able to get the Axe to sort of deal with that. The breakdown between the Aghanim Scepter and the Aghanim Shard, both really being required to have anywhere near the same potency. It's it's a lot of money. I mean, to the point now where we're seeing this, Sven. Do you imagine that M'iCKe, you just don't buy either of those items at all, or do you just still at least get the Shard?
You might eventually need to buy the roll in.
Oh, Pollison. It's underneath the tower. He's going to be able to force away. Can't roll out in time, though. The Midnight Pulse will get him. Quinn is going to go in too aggressively with Pollison down.
Yeah, I feel like you might need to get it, especially against the Ghost Scepters, against the Glimmer Caves. They also have a 4 staff, so should be okay.
Radiant's
pick
top
up,
tower
but,
is under attack.
You need to farm a lot of gold.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money now.
Radiant's top tower's about the top.
BKB's down for
Highest
Liquid.
bottom tower's getting pushed around.
Both M'iCKe and Quakefa having those prepared for the next fight.
Taiga getting close to his BKB,
Dyer's
just
bottom
6,000
tower is
gold
under
away.
attack.
Still have not seen a black hole, right?
Dyer's structures
We
are
have.
fortified.
I mean, understandably that fight, we saw Taiga very much looking for a chance to get in. It's a very hard game to get it off, right? You're seeing on the top there 4 heroes basically that could quite easily put a stop to it. Whether it's the Silences, Mercer, Death Prophet, the Orchid of the Prophet, or just Quinn being able to throw out a remnant, get that angle to pull him in.
Also, Quincy was nice to spread out. Like, they were not giving opportunity to Taiga to actually go in and use black hole on multiple heroes.
For Quincy Crew, G6 step. A bit more calm with the urgency. Buying time.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
As much as he hurts with this Deso, of course, and he can tear through heroes.
Radiant's
It
courier
does
is
mean
dead.
the fights are very difficult.
Wonder what idiot got
Until
it.
he has that item online against Liquid. Quinn as well. The active set just around the corner.
Yeah, it seems like they just want to wait outside of Quincy Crew until they have Aghanim Scepter, BKB on Phantom Assassin, also BKB getting closer for Nature's Prophet. Just by, hitting the timings, syncing with the items when it's your time to strike. I think they just want to wait for those, 2/3 big items and then try to take a fight. Because Phantom Assassin, she's still very vulnerable if she does not have a BKB.
Likewise for Liquid. Taiga picking up that 3rd BKB. So all cores of Liquid, BKBs are up.
Yeah, Liquid will want to take a fight a bit earlier than Quincy Crew would. There is smoke. There is one on Crystal Maiden. I think it's time to smoke after they clear this wave.
Regeneration.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
See M'iCKe build up. It's going to pick up the Blink Dagger. It's going to have that additional ability to jump. That God Strength find the targets that you can get on top of and take out to start the fights.
So they have an opportunity, because there are no BKBs inside of Quincy. There's still no Aghanim Scepter.
How does that even work?
Radiant using the scan. They know something is up. Courier is inside the pit. Bolosum scouting things out in case they decide to go for Roche. Liquid right now just holding the high ground and invading the triangle.
It's going to be a DD on Quinn as well for the next fight. Or for, of course, Yawar if they want to.
Oh, he wants that DD. Yawar wants it.
They've given him the bottle. Yeah, he's going to have this ready to go next fight. But no, yeah, it's really that pure new goal. He needs to get that BKB, because then they're going to have a bit of a sweet spot.
Now they know they're inside the pit.
How do they find this stuff? They've got to make that goal. They want to try it at this moment, just before BKB is going to be online for Yawar.
And he is the top call. They don't have BKBs. Yawar, double damage. Still not used.
It's a hard fight to take. It's just come a little too soon for Quincy Crew. And they're going to make a decision not to. They don't want to take the risk once they don't have the BKB done yet.
That's that window of opportunity that I talked about. They hit their BKB timings a minute earlier than Quincy Crew. They use it. A lot of heroes were actually showing on the lane, so Team Liquid uses their info and goes for the Roche.
Oh, you see Leslie try and start something off here, and they look towards Boxy. Boxy's going to go straight up for the TP, and he's away. They won't be able to put a stop to that. Be able to put an end to Sania's beating heart. Just to make falls.
Sven decided to pick up Aegis. Not the best Aegis carrier like any of these like transformation heroes, Dragon Knight, Sven. You do not want to have it. So, but we talked about the itemization on Sven, how like Aghanim Scepter and Shard are very expensive. You also need to be able to deal with the Phantom Assassin. I see MKB queued up by m'iCKe. I really like that. I think you definitely need the item to be able to deal with the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, the matchup is pretty unplayable without it.
Always ready for a fight.
And they've taken a little bit of a time to get there. Yawar, 19. Quincy Crew. It does still feel with the PA not too much pressure on them to rush things, especially whilst Liquid do have the Aegis in their hands. See how Quincy Crew want to play in these moments. m'iCKe having two lights. m'iCKe step up mid and letting him be. They don't want to commit on this, Sven.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now, make the jump.
Pretty good move,
Okay, tries to finish off the tower.
Double damage, up and running
just
on Phantom Assassin for another 30 seconds.
Top tower is about to be Radiant's top
half
level.
HP, like they can potentially burst, and there is a
enemies.
save coming up from the top, much easier to execute with the Blink Dagger.
He's going to get the jump first. They're trying to go for lower. Jump over the shard. Box is in with the snowball. Lower, using himself for life to go center. Quincy Crew want to take this fight, they want to back off.
Dominating performance.
They're going to leave the DP alone over to the side. Got in quickly. Good forward for Collins and shoves it over to the side. m'iCKe comes out with a dagger to bring m'iCKe down low.
Don't look good.
Still chasing. m'iCKe, he really wants to finish Quinn. He's going pretty deep in for this one. Can he get it? He can. Will manage to take down Quinn on the Void Spirit. Top lane. Boyford with the control onto left now. Buying time for the TPs to come in, but the BKB's up. CB unboxing. He's in with the uppercut. Smashes him out. Then over to the TP. They haven't got the damage.
Not enough, and BKB was still up and running. I guess that's why he's called Boxy. He has that uppercut to punch. Surprised that Earth Spirit didn't TP there. Like, he had a TP ready. They were chasing Quinn for a very long time. Just TP into Force Staff or into Kick would actually save Quinn. Mage Prophet has that shard upgraded, so can't really deal with the Sprout. And you also have 2 Greater Treants. It's not gonna be that easy to split push against what Team Liquid have. You have the Sponge, you have Black Hole to be worried about.
And we also, still yet to see a Black Hole from Tiger this game.
Yeah, just stacking the Black Hole charges.
There we go. So we'll stuff big brain things in. No, it has been a hard game to get it off. But now with the BKB in these fights, Tiger shouldn't shouldn't really struggle against getting it off at all.
Now,
yeah.
Until BA gets a basher.
So it's definitely a very scary ability for Quincy Crew to play into. Got to keep tabs on Tiger's position at all times.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Very close to being done on mid-game. With that, and the God Strength,
Radiant's
and
bottom
definitely
tower
stand
is
a
under attack.
solid chance of taking down Yawar.
They want to take mid tower and the outpost before 30-minute mark. That's why mid-game pop the God Strength. Aegis will be gone in 20 seconds. I think it's time for Quincy Crew to strike. They saw God Strength being used. They know that Aegis will run out, so should try to take advantage out of it. Most of the damage comes from the Sven in the team fight, and without the God Strength, he just does not have enough.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
And with that being said and done in the state of Sven's ult right now, there's no chance for holding the tier 2. Quincy Crew.
Have you seen a team fight in the last 10-15 minutes? Not really, huh?
A bit of a slower one. I see something kick off here, Boxy. Jump onto the lower, not enough to get low. Going to be able to let the Quincy come in for the turnaround. Jumps over to simulate, takes down Boxy. And we'll lose lower. Inside, Leslau. In the midnight pulse and put the BKB try and run. Staying on top of it. Will manage to finish off the profit. Leslau falls. The buyback comes out with Boxy. Liquid are going to try and turn this into more. They're on top of Paulus, and Paulus attempts to roll away, but m'iCKe blocks him off.
Nicely done by Team Liquid. Once again, Black Hole not used. Sometimes the threat of the Black Hole is stronger than actually using the Black Hole. Midnight Pulse is the one who actually deals the damage. They have a ton of slow, a lot of stuns. Just keep them inside of that. m'iCKe finally bought that Aghanim shard, so it's going to be much easier for him to dispel enemies, deal with those Ghost Scepters, deal with the Force Staffs.
Well, 1500 over the Basher. These last few fights, I mean, yeah, Yawar's just not felt confident enough to be able to jump in and do much
by
himself.
RNG, like all he needs is a crit on the first dagger.
Yeah,
he will follow up.
Yeah.
Thank you, my beauties.
Full AC down on the Razor, so that's going to be a lot of armor coming out from the Warcry, coming out from the AC. Just tank up against the Phantom Assassin, against the Death Prophet ulti. A lot of right also like Leslau lies on the right click. m'iCKe will blow up.
Top tower ain't looking too steady.
He's gonna have that dispel.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Massive answers from lower. Not gonna stand strong anymore against m'iCKe.
Has fallen.
Yawar head up into the triangle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Forever to catch him in time. He's trying. Link up to Polisson. Get Yawar out of difficulties.
One of the reasons why Sven is not picked up anymore, you cannot upgrade Echo Saber, so that's kind of a big deal. His Aghanim Scepter got nerfed. On top of that, Leslau will be forced to use a BKB.
Invisibility.
And one good thing about Sven is you can upgrade your blink damage. So that's pretty big, especially if you decide to go for the Swift Blink, which m'iCKe has queued up.
When try and conquer Quake, but not even able to force out the BKB charge from him. Quake keeps his cool. Looking at Roche. Timing's going to be good for them. Roshan up in a second. Well, they'll have a bit of a window if they want to go for that before Leslau's back up. Try and make it even more certain that they can get away with Roche by trying to find a kill before they attempt for it low. Has been found. Someone's going to be heading over. Is there anything they can do to save him? He's going to be forced down the side. He's still alive. He's able to get him back to safety. Now they're putting a little low in Liquid. Yawar, he's got to go. He's going to hit straight over Tiger. He's in a position, but he's able to find it. The king turns, takes that ball from the wall with a quit. Will lose it. Takes it again. Jumping up right again.
They're unstoppable. Thanks for playing Dota 2. That was, as they say, double kill. Wicked sick.
Only Leslau left alive. He can't get in on this. We'll see there, Tiger finally able to find the black hole that he's been looking for. Locking down that PA and rendering it useless for a good duration of his BKB.
Yeah, 33 minutes in, first black hole, and it was a big one. We're gonna see that one again. I like how Phantom Assassin sidestep, because Tiger blinked on the high ground, was trying to use the black hole straight away, but then needed to reposition, and it was just marvelous, you know, just using that black hole from the high ground, keeping the Sven alive. Sven also was level 25 there, so a lot of damage coming up from the ulti.
Radiant's middle tower
As slow as m'iCKe was, just standing his ground, and there we have it, Tiger.
No friend. Roshan is up. Enigma has Lincoln Sphere now, so they don't have anything. It's like they cannot stop his BKB black hole, even with the Abyssal Blade that is soon to be finished on Phantom Assassin.
I mean, Tiger can just kind of do this every fight. He can just lock down the PA.
Yeah, just do that every single fight. I mean, why not?
Basically, you know, that's the PA dealt with. That's the PA countered. And of course, with the MKB and as much farm as m'iCKe has, he will kill that PA if you're Wiles caught in this. Almost again, just one of those games where Quincy Crew, it feels like they have to find the Enigma. They've got to kill Tiger before they start going these team fights for black holes. Gonna try and catch Liquid by surprise. Sania, not the biggest of kills, of course, but a kill that they'll take.
They could potentially go inside the pit. There is a courier once again from Poloson, just scouting things out, but there's also illusion from Sven. If they see something's going on, there's a buyback available for Crystal Maiden, and there it is.
I don't want to let Quincy Crew have this. Quincy Crew already spooked a little bit by the buyback. 40 seconds until black hole's back up for Tiger.
Big 3-ends pushing bottom, so someone needs to address that issue. There's also 2 siege units. Someone needs to defend.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, he's going to be the one to deal with that. And m'iCKe showing on the bottom lane. Enough for Quincy Crew to do something around this pit area.
And this benefits Team Liquid so much, because they want black hole cooldown to reset, and it's going to be up in 5 seconds, so they will gladly take another fight.
Once the Abyssal done, as you said, they're going to need to pop that Lincoln's at least before BKB's out. Find some sort of way of breaking through it before you can go in with the Abyssal.
Also, Quoiqua is super tanky. We don't talk too much about Quoiqua this game, but he's been having an extremely good game. BKB done, AC done, going into Satanic just to be able to survive through any kind of initial burst, the tank up, have like a second life on that Satanic.
Time to smoke from Liquid. They know how strong they are. They can get the jump. Tiger.
Dire is scanning for enemies.
Quincy Crew prepared for this. They're actually going to put the Ghost Trip and just go for Roshan themselves. Look to finish it. And they're taking it down very quickly.
With the courier.
It's going to be out to be a big bit of him. Quincy Crew, they want to try and slow this down. Oreo to the side. Ghost Trip to take it on by the start. Off the kill. Big getting bashed by Roach. They'll hold it back momentarily. Ghost Trip, the BKB's only going to last so long. He's going to turn towards Poloson. But now the BKB's come to an end for m'iCKe. Liquid being forced into the high back. Roshan's so low. They're going to look to finish it off. It's all Quincy Crews.
They did not want to commit fully, because they were half HP, good magnetized, Poloson buys back instantly to threaten and kind of save people with the kick, with the Force Staff. They have 2 Force Staffs right now, so they go in, they take the Roche, take the Aegis, Phantom Assassin holding onto that Aegis. Where's the cheese at?
Over on Queen.
Yeah, Queen got it. Penta Edge Sword.
Oh, quite fun. Eyes hiding in the trees. He's going to look towards Leslie. Leslie, still getting out of this one. Oh, maybe the second TP if they've got enough physical damage. Woo, they do. Sobel comes in as well from boxing. But he can't get out of there. He wants to go wild. Brendan grabs m'iCKe away. They'll be able to protect the Aegis. And first life intact. m'iCKe still trying to chase onwards, but Quinn too agile. A couple of jumps away. He's made it.
Phantom Assassin for now, just holding on to Titan Sliver. Penta Edge Sword, however, held by Void Spirit. 45 damage. Maybe they should, you know, swap the items. Timeless Relic dropped for Team Liquid. That's a really good item on Enigma. What do you think about Stormcrafter, Owen? When do you use Stormcrafter?
I mean, I don't personally. I feel like it's going to be more useful on the
right?
well, that as well. I mean, more useful on sort of the support. Well, top lane quite, but maybe sort of in mana related heroes. Something like the Storm Spirit can feel nice on. But most of the time, you've just got a better core item. It can be very nice, of course, for those saves, especially if you're on
The Dispel mechanic.
maneuverable skills, jumping around.
Juke potential as well with the item, which I really like. Sven just bought a Moon Shard.
All right, m'iCKe. I mean, m'iCKe's ready. He's ready to go all in.
Yeah, if that was the previous patch, you know, you could upgrade the Echo Saber, have a Silver Edge, then you can break the Phantom Assassin, which would be nice. But at this point,
yeah,
like Echo Saber. Right now, he needs to save up, I guess, to upgrade the Stormhammer. So he needs 6,000 gold, pretty much, plus a buyback. But you can also get like something for more lockdown, possibly a Abyssal Blade.
Come and fight me. The seeds of fortune.
Your wild's progression at this stage. Of course, that 20 times was still definitely ready to help siege the buildings. We're going to have the smoke from Quincy Crew. See who they can find, see who they can catch. Quinn, he's ready to make the jump straight over towards m'iCKe. m'iCKe having to put the BKB to get out of the wide. He's going to commit deep. He's going straight over towards the senior. Tiger's watching for the side. Your wild's falling very, very low here. He's able to jump back over towards the side. Now he's taken down once. It's going to be just gone. Over that, that's Quincy trying to keep a hold on. Tiger throws in with the BKB. The black hole comes down. Didn't catch Yawar. Yawar's able to step out to the side. He can watch it down. And he can look to get back. He jumps over towards m'iCKe. m'iCKe down and out. That moonshot crashing. He's got no buyback. He's out for 100. As Quincy Crew, they're ready to move on for more. Lower and Paulson, but it's so low. He can't finish them up on his own. He's got to run. He's up to the high ground.
Is under attack.
May just live himself.
Wait,
Flicker away.
They just forced him on the high ground?
I believe it was a sort of a mercy force from Paulson.
Okay, but it was a good fight. Like, if Phantom Assassin is on there, I think Phantom Assassin died. They focused her down, but unfortunately, it was not enough. As you said, Sven does not have a buyback, so they're going to go in. A lot of minus armor coming up from the Death Note, coming up from the AC.
This building's going to fall pretty quickly, Quinn. Driving a deep onto Boxy. You want the objective. Don't see it soon, second inside. They still 50 seconds without m'iCKe.
Objective gaming. No need to dive, just take those barracks, new set of barracks easy. They can also rotate to the bottom lane, 40 seconds. Those barracks are going down so quickly with the minus armor.
Huge amounts of pressure here. They're getting so much Quincy Crew off the back of that fight. As everything has began to really crumble. After a game that Liquid, they were holding on, they were keeping it even. But one explosive fight, certainly Quincy Crew have taken 2 rounds and they're starting to threaten the third. Still 15 seconds, no m'iCKe.
And they need to do something, so they are going to play against the Mega Creep.
To the BKB out from Yawar.
Just focus the barracks, 5 seconds without m'iCKe. Take it, they have enough time. There it is. They've got it. They're not even minding they lose some heroes in. They'll happily die. Yawar will happily take a break. As it also goes down, but they got what they wanted. Mega Creeps are out against Liquid. Yawar and LOA, they'll be happy to take a bit of a chill on the sidelines and enjoy the moment. All good. You know, just don't feed the rest of the team. They can't take any objectives. Roshan is not up, so nicely done by Quincy Crew. And it's even after taking 3 set of barracks, they're only 1k gold up.
That's pretty wild. You don't see that a lot in the difference of the net worth. Seeing the position they are. Full nullifier. Well picked up by Yawar. And whilst he himself does still have the gold for a buyback. Obviously, Liquid, they really want to try and force that out of them. See if they're able to put up enough pressure against the 3 remaining survivors on Quincy Crew. to sort of get your war.
And no need to use a buyback.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they just trade one side. We'll see how it goes. You know, maybe if they have a cliff. Okay, so there's gonna be a couple of extra seconds. The war also has that nullifier against Ghost Scepter, which is really nice. They also have Force Staff and another Ghost Scepter. Then they can just buy time. No need for Phantom Assassin to buy back. Even if they lose one side, it's all good. Treants in the base, so that's gonna be a lot of damage.
Middle barracks has fallen.
Less Loud doing a very good job sticking in Treants from the side.
Win. So look for boxing. Come out of the Remnant combo. We're still chasing. Paulson will be able to find Insania in the trees. So stop to the CM's escape. Quincy Crew, they'll be ready to hit straight back. They're pushing down the lanes and the full 5-man up. No Insania for a minute. See if they can push this game over the edge.
I think Taiga needs to go all in. He has a Refresher Orb queued up. Could potentially just sell everything, sell the sticks, sell the Sage Mask. It's not a lot of gold, but could also disassemble Arcane Boots, sell the mana component. It will get him closer to the Refresher. Still not enough, but just the farm a bit more gold.
See iCKe adapting to the late game against the Megas, also of course against the Nature's Prophet. Gets rid of the Echo Saber, picks up the battlefield.
Needs more clean.
Needs more clean. Yeah. That's the plan here. And anything to sort of hold off the Megas a little easier. Of course the rest of his team, not really the best sort of Mega creep killers. A lot of the weight really on iCKe to keep these lanes pushed back. They come in.
Taiga has a nice tier 4 item, Ninja Gear, so he will be smoked in a team fight. What Quincy Crew needs to do, just wait for the next Roche. If they decide to go in, try to contest the Roche, they're playing against the Mega Creeps, Nature's Prophet can always TP, summon the Treants, pressure tier 4 towers, then you need to go back with one hero and come back, have the advantage.
I have something for you.
They're trying to de-ward a bit, check what's happening on the high ground. They'll also place one deep observer ward in Quincy Crew's base, but that's not the case. Roshan, Cheese Aegis plus something. We're gonna see 25 seconds. Smoke from Liquid.
The jump in, Boxy. Comes to the high ground. The overall side policies getting focused. And he has to get out of this one. He's still alive. It's about 5 people.
Middle tower is
They have
under
the back looking to take him out. It's the flyback policy. You want to get back in this. And they get ready to post him. And the concert comes to an end. The big hot tower decides it's not enough to keep him alive. Will go down. Boxy has got to be careful. He's got the front line. Dagger's coming in. The Ghost Center will protect Boxy from the hits of the PA. Quinn diving in over the wall. Just Boxy able to flicker away. He's still on the retreat. But your war's chasing at the same time. The base is going down. The tier 4s are falling. Look what they've got too much to deal with, and I don't think they can. The buyback for your war. He did onto Quoitler. Quoitler down.
That's a dieback
from the Earth Spirit. But it won't go on.
He can't afford to die.
I think they're going to be able to take it.
Killing spree.
He's been caught in the
Double
base.
kill.
Oh, they just wanted too much. I think they just needed to slow it down a bit because Leslau was sending Treants in the enemy base. There is still one tier 4 tower left. No need to rush things. They can try to split them up. Like these 4 staffs have been really amazing for the Quincy Crew. Like both supports with the 4 staffs keeping themselves alive. And there it is. This is what we want to see. Divine Rapier. That's going to be quite a lot of damage. Quincy Crew, meanwhile, in the Roche Pit. Cheese, Aegis, plus Aghanim Scepter.
Who's taking the ads?
You give it to VA.
Roshan's dead. Man, him and that Aegis. Glad I never messed up that bad.
I mean, if there was ever a team to win against the Megas, now that has sort of been Liquid's special trick in the past.
They're in. They're going all in. Enigma. Got buyback.
They got a DD as well. DD, God Strength, Divine Rapier.
They're gonna go for tier 4s.
They could look to just
What's that damage? Let's check it out.
There we have it, iCKe.
Almost 1300.
Trying to bring him down a little bit before he starts to go for the push. Before he goes for the siege the base. Quoitler's having to deal with it. great experience.
Has buyback, but the Ancient never forced to use a glimpse on Liquid, and this is pretty big.
They get the catch on that now. Let's go to BKB 2PL. Not making it out of there. BK has
This is a close one. Like, this game, what Team Liquid needs is kill Phantom Assassin, possibly one more time. They need to outpush the lanes. No buyback on Nature's Prophet for 85 seconds. This could be pretty big.
It's just quite a
But
bit
they don't know that. Like, they probably think that he has a buyback.
And of course, despite losing the Aegis, obviously there you are, and his life, they weren't forced to have to use the buybacks on Paulison or Bella.
Enigma getting very close
Paulison they were.
to that refresher.
Yeah, look, mid lane. Cool.
Armor Whispering.
Let's get 10. And late for some of the people. Yeah. It's time to wake up! We'll get an exciting siege here shortly by Liquid. Liquid.
20 seconds for Phantom Assassin, 30 seconds for Nature's Prophet.
Oh, wait.
He's just buying time.
He's in and he's in. He's staying in. He can't get out.
Cheese is available.
I guess.
He can't get it.
He's going to have to buy back here. He's getting taken down by Liquid. Quinn ready for round 2. Liquid. Step back.
That's a refresher on Enigma. Taiga is ready to go. No black hole for 45 seconds, so I guess they just want to wait until that comes back online. Outpush the lanes. If he's picked up the cheese, he can sell the cheese, possibly get closer to the Eon Disc on Void Spirit, because you want to have that item so that like they can't burst you, even though they have a dispel coming up from the Sven's Stormhammer, but you can't use Stormhammer on everyone all the time.
The dusk is always
Crew can
ready.
catch them by surprise. Straight over with the flow of the Mega Creeps.
Taiga just got level 25, bought a book for himself, Demonic Conversions, that's going to help out quite a lot against the Mega Creeps.
But the scan, Liquid, as it is anyway. Quincy Crew dive deeper and attempt to break the high ground. Very hard to do so, especially whilst Taiga, just with that ninja gear, staying constantly out of vision.
That's the problem, like they don't have a second ability that goes through Magic Immunity that could pierce that Lincoln Sphere. Thistle Blade is one, but you do not like want to use it.
Well, can't, but PA can still do it with the dagger and the strike, right?
Yes, yes, but you know, it's RNG based.
Let's see what Quid's plans are going to be. I think it's going to be a bit of a waiting game for Liquid now. Seeing what Quincy Crew hit them with. Courier. Liquid, they're actually heading straight over it now that they know that Quincy Crew's around this block. So CNC's got to be careful when I mean, he's looking pretty dim. The big phantom strike over towards Quinn. He's trying to run. I think he's charging him down.
Another blade strike.
Turn back in, jumps back out. Over towards Quinn. Snowball's there though. Yawar forced to the side. And they say that they can't. Yawar goes down.
Yeah, 3 times in a row would be just a bit too much. Creeps in the base, they need to take care of that, but now they have the dual Sven with that Divine Raper pretty much one-shots the Creep Wave. Enigma with the level 25 Eidolons can easily outpush that. Like Razor just doesn't do that much, but Razor also has a ton of damage, especially after the Daedalus pickup. So if he can drain someone, that's gonna hurt quite a lot. Next Roche, are we thinking about the next Roche? May respawn in 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
I we're thinking
Maybe
about
start thinking about
the next
tier 5 items.
Yeah, it's definitely panning out to be one of those games. Couldn't quite get that. Scary items to look out for. doubt about it. There's sort of the wrap potential that Lesnar has, a few items that can really buff up that threat. Liquid holding on and dealing with the mega creeps pretty well. They're able to make plays against Quincy Crew and keep this game as close as it is, 36 to 28. 1k gold in it. Pretty wildly small difference to see in a game where mega creeps around.
Double damage spawned on the bottom. It's being pinked out. I believe that's Brown's pink. Taiga.
He's got that Hex opening. They're trying to go in onto Quite, but they've got it. That's Quite for down for 2 minutes. Again, the time for their down return. Hollister rolls over. Slides himself back out. The snowball over there. They're down. Starts it from Boxy. He's trapped. He tried to treat the race. That's the damage to win. Continues to play around with the level 25 to simulate stun. Holds him back once more, given the time for Quinn to jump out with a step. Yes. Now they've got a bit of a window themselves. They've taken out Point from 100. He does have buyback back up in 30 seconds.
There's still that double damage. Does anyone have bottle? Nope. Bottle is sold.
This is a pretty rough position now for Liquid. 90 seconds, no Point for his buyback's on cooldown at 15, but he hasn't got the money.
Yeah, he does not have enough money for it. So they should go in, try to poke it, see what happens, because it's impossible pretty much to keep all the track. Like, does he have enough gold or not? You can't know that, but they might be writing down the buyback timers, but the gold is a bit tricky one. Sven has that flicker, which could potentially get him out of the sprout. We can see him being stuck 2 times there already inside the trees. That Prophet, Eon Disc ready. Also, Earth Spirit has 1 when he unlocks the Vitality Booster. And also 1 on the Void Spirit. I believe he sold that cheese. No, he gave it to Phantom Ascent. Buybacks are being ready once again. Roche may respawn in 15 seconds, so that's a lot of items coming out from Roshan himself.
Let us fight!
Dire is scanning for enemies.
Pretty much just gearing up to be one of those games that whichever team holds control of the map, we'll wait until that Roche objective is back up. It's always just terrifying to try and push it, even though you have the mega creeps up. When you're trying to push into a lineup that has this Enigma with the refresher,
yeah, you need super mega creeps to end the game. Buybacks are back online for pretty much everyone. Earth Spirit needs to farm 400 gold. And in a situation like this, where your buyback is available, like, you can potentially just sell an Earth, because it's really worth it. Could make a lot of a difference. Multiple couriers inside the pit. Roche will respawn in a minute. Daedalus on Sven, even more damage. Like, he bought a Battle Fury, then he then he sold it after 10 minutes.
Not that much money that he can kind of do so.
He still does not have Aghanim Scepter upgrade.
He doesn't, yeah, he's still not completely maxed out yet.
He's maxed out on the level though. All the talents available.
Careful not to hang around any longer than he needs to, is he? I'm sure that Liquid have even more of a struggle getting the waves pushed out. It's just a waiting game. On that Roche. Awesome. Spotted by Boxy. Liquid there. I mean, I feel like do they take the chance of coming out and fighting around the pit?
Yeah, they need to go in. They need to try to do something. Follow-Some still does not have buyback. 300 gold short. We're getting close to tier 5 items. 2 minutes.
One's going to stop down the Roche. I don't think it looks like they're just going to be in a position to do it. They're dropping the black hole onto Quinn, but I don't know if it was the plan, but it seems like it's a bit of a bait. Take their attention away from this area.
He does not have buyback for another 5 seconds, and he also does not have enough money for the buyback.
Boxy tries to get in to put a stop to it, but they've got that H.
No shot
So that's a trade that will be taken there by Quincy. They give up Quinn's life for the space required to get this Roche. Is that Aghanims on the refresher shard? That's okay. The jumping on the two of them. Hollison gonna be able to turn with the disarm.
He has the disc. If he hits him one more time, the disc rock.
It's going to struggle to get away from this. There are a lot of stuns coming out. So Hollison also gone. Also, the courier actually left it inside the pit. Did have the cheese on, so cheese out of the game for a little bit. So a couple of members down on Quincy Crew. They have the Aegis onto your wall once again.
Now my enemy.
Now, which way do the Aghanims go? The Aghanims at the moment in the backpack of Hollison. And the pressure shard being held onto by Loa.
The double Eon disc, double exorcism could make the difference. Unfortunately, Quinn does not have a buyback. He's the only one, so we will see those tier 5 items.
Oh, we're going to get them. Now, which is sort of the dream item for each team, would you say? What's top of the list? What's the top of their wish list?
Maybe like
Apex Sven?
Sure, why not? I would maybe love to see, even though this feels like one of the worst tier 5 items, they could potentially make a good usage of it on the Nature's Prophet, the Necro books. So he can go in the base, try to go for a sneaky play, possibly end the game with it.
Of course, now that the more I feel like in these sort of games that the item that's the most annoying to deal with, it has to be that Mirror Shield.
Oh yeah, Mirror Shield is I think it's the best in the Ex Machina in certain situations with certain heroes, depends which items you have.
I'm like, okay, get the heck, you're watching the fight, he's gonna have a chance to get to the left, it does bring out the one you want to once, but the damage from that almost into Tiger. Tiger won, Mickey's gonna run. There's gonna be a buyback coming out from Tiger. The first tier this pot, we'll see if he wants to use the refresher to have a second round.
Might need to use it.
Tiger's coming out from the sidelines, so she wants to get the damage going. The Tiger will still go down though. He's going to jump in,
Insane on the lead.
Insane's got you. Why don't you trying to hunt down M'iCKe. M'iCKe's concentrated is surely going to
dominating performance.
He's down one from down again. Got the ball, little time in the second one down again. He's got the M'iCKe. It does. He's got the holding on for this game. And they've got a chance here now continuing to stay in the action. Tiger.
Double kill.
On the buyback, only one who bought back pretty much is Tiger, and Insane. Also, Quoipo bought back. Never mind, but yeah, another game where Enigma does so much. I was talking about the Book of the Dead. Yeah. He actually finds it on Leslau. I think they also found one. Yeah, Tusk is holding a Book of the Dead. Okay. Like in this situation, it's really good because he can outpush the lanes. I'm not a big fan of that item in general, but like it's really good for both teams right now.
Ready for a fight.
But this is the vulnerability, though. Of course, the downside, the weak point of Enigma. As strong as Tiger was there with the impact that he brought in, an instant 5-man buyback just goes to show Quincy Crew, they know. 100 seconds, no black hole.
They know there is no black hole. They need to go and try to make something happen. Problem is, M'iCKe, he still has buyback.
Disarm onto M'iCKe. M'iCKe's got to be careful. As he's used this, it's through. He jumps over the moon. He's gone down. What's his right? In and out. BKB starting to come to an end for your Wise. Off into the shadows with the blur. We'll get away. Pressure continuing to build up against Liquid with the tree. It's pushing in over towards the engine. Over towards M'iCKe and Sadia. Going low, goes in back in a few seconds. Look at the dead down. Pressure really building up. M'iCKe able to take down Poison. It's onto the engine. They're just trying to beat it down. They can't deal with it with the clear. But they turn. Look at the hell. They're going to take it down. Look at the damage they do. They take down on M'iCKe. Buyback immediately from the Sven.
Liquid might be doing it. No heroes with the buyback. 120 seconds. He can just TP in with the Boots of Travel 2 on pretty much anyone. Pirate Hat found by Phantom Assassin. Like, Phantom Assassin needs to be careful. She's good at going in and out of the fight. If she gets the kill with the Aghanim Scepter, so she can like reset, get out of the position. Oh, tough one for Quincy, man.
M'iCKe is pushing pretty far on his own. Quinn Can't catch this though. Just trying to distract them away from getting this 5-man push going down the mid lane. You what? What is going to be? Heading into the base. Do they have creeps on the top lane?
Oh, if he wants to go for this kind of a play, he needs to put the Deso in. He needs to put the Deso in instead of the boots of travel, but yeah, he's going back.
He knows that he can't go for the base race against the 5 of Liquid. He's got to try and put together a defense.
I just don't think there's enough time, and Taiga, he has 2 black holes.
He does. Sven trying to do his best to just slow them down with the disables, with the stuns.
Middle towers, not on the road.
Spamming out those daggers, but it's still falls down.
Now this is it. They're doing it.
Exactly on by the looks of it. The second tower's going to go.
Middle tower is
Ancient is exposed. We can try to cross the switch. It's going to be something down. The jump over. You want to watch out the Tigers. Tigers stay down. Your ward's gone. Liquid don't be able to close.
Nothing they can do anymore, you know. So they try to go for a play where they had an opportunity, the window where the black holes and the refresher were down. Man, what a game from Liquid.
Excellent stuff, and they do it with the Sven. It works out. We all had our doubts about the pick, but m'iCKe
was a beast.